Hey friends, Ash here with Gents. Today I'm going to be taking a look at this one right here, Moustache, original 1949, the Eau de Toilette. The Eau de Parfum version of this fragrance got a lot of hype. People seem to really enjoy the Eau de Parfum. They compare it to Tuxedo by Yves Saint Laurent, which is much more expensive. This one though, just kind of fell by the wayside. People didn't seem to care about it all that much, and it goes for next to nothing and is readily available all over the place. So I was like, well, let me check it out, see if it's any good. Like I said, this doesn't go for all that much. You can buy this for under $30 at discounters, and that's for a still sealed, brand new box and everything, not a tester, not an open box, so not very expensive. Now, this one doesn't really have anything to do with the Eau de Parfum in terms of the scent. The Eau de Parfum gets compared to Tuxedo by Yves Saint Laurent. That's why people love it so much, that and it's a good fragrance. This one though doesn't get talked about, so I figured let me go ahead and scoop it up. Doesn't cost that much, and if it's good, it's good. If it's bad, it's bad. I'm only out 30 bucks. In this video, I'll check out the presentation like always, and I'll tell you guys how this smells and whether it's something you should check out. So let's get into this. So we've got Moustache EDT, we got Moustache EDP. What's the next Moustache? You guys let me know in the comments below. Will it be Moustache Profundo, Moustache Absolute, Moustache Parfum Intense? What will it be? I need to know. Okay, first up, the box. You've got the name of the fragrance, name of the house, size and concentration right there on the front. It's got this kind of Beetlejuice pattern. I dig it. On the top, name of the house again, and same thing on the back as the front. And then on the bottom, you're gonna have your batch code ingredients and your barcode. Batch code here, it's kind of long, stick with me, 04I42I220. And here is the bottle. This is gonna be the same as the Eau de Parfum, only of course the fragrance on the inside, much lighter in coloration, and the sticker on the front here, gonna be different as well. The cap is nice and heavy. You've got the name of the house right there on the top of the cap. And as you can see there, it does click into place. On the bottom, your sticker with your batch code, and I'll go ahead, waste a spray for you guys right here. There we go, really good. All right, let's finally break down the fragrance. Moustache, original, 1949. As the house says, this is the original formula of this fragrance back in the 40s. They've revived it, brought it back out for people. And when I first smelled this, it immediately reminded me of Dior Eau Sauvage, the Eau de Toilette. It immediately brought that fragrance to mind. Not the exact same as Eau Sauvage, but if you're familiar with that fragrance, when you smell this one, you're gonna be reminded of it. It's got a very bright, lemony opening. It's got a lot of vibrance to it. It smells awesome to me. I love the opening. I really, really, really dig it. There's a little bit of bergamot in here as well, so it's kind of a citrus combo, but you're gonna get mainly lemon. There's also lavender in the opening, but the lavender comes out more as the fragrance dries down. Really, it's just all about that lemon in the opening. Some people will say it smells like a candied lemon, like a lemon head candy, and I definitely understand where they're coming from. The lemon here, not sharp, definitely on the sweet side of things. For me, sort of like a creamy, sweet lemon in the opening. One problem that you'll sometimes run into with fragrances that do have lemon in the opening is they'll smell like a household cleaner, right? So it might smell like Lysol or something like that, something you would spray down a counter and wipe it up, but no issue with that here. Again, not sharp, just smooth, creamy, sweet, candied lemon. Really good. And one thing that kind of surprised me with this fragrance is that even though it came out in the late 40s originally, and this is a classic DNA that you have right here in this bottle, it still works. I sprayed this on the first time and I was blown away, thought it smelled awesome. It is not an old man's fragrance. Not that there's anything wrong with being an old man, I see you out there. So after about 15 minutes, the lemon here starts to step back a little bit, kind of dials it down a little, and then the lavender comes up more until those two are on equal footing. So you've got lemon and lavender, classic combo, wonderful combo, smells great. There's also a light oak moss in here, kind of provides the base for the fragrance that the other notes kind of jump off of. It's a little bit earthy, slightly dusty, but not what I would call dirty. at all. You'll also occasionally catch a little pop of neroli from this fragrance, so you get this little pop of neroli sweetness now and again. Also some musk in the base, and the musk, once you get that dry down, does have a little touch of something funky in there, little hint of funkiness, which is probably not really a big surprise because, again, fragrance dates originally from the late 40s, and fragrances from that era oftentimes did have a little touch of something animalic in them. Not necessarily to the point that it makes the fragrance dirty or unwearable or gross or anything like that, but they did like to occasionally put in a little touch of funk, and this one has it, just a little dusting of it. Ultimately for me though, it's all about the lemon, lavender, and oak moss. Not super duper complex, but smells great. I love the way this one smells, and again, I do have sort of a soft spot for those old school fragrances. So we're talking 80s and before. I do have a soft spot for fragrances in that style. So with this one, where it smelled a little bit like Eau Sauvage when I first sprayed it on, got my attention right away. And that sweet, sweet lemon leading into the clean lavender, and then the bit of moss and that little bit of musk there in the dry down, it had me the whole way. So yeah, I'm a big fan of this one. I like it a lot. If you don't, that's cool. I respect your opinion, but for me, really nice, especially, you know, $30 or below. Oof, goodbye. Especially when you consider the presentation here. Bottle looks great, really heavy, cap very heavy as well. You know, you got your Beetlejuice box. There's a lot to like here, except for the performance. Yeah, you know, there's always got to be something. Can't just be all good things. And also this cap. Okay, longevity, it's actually not terrible. For me, it's about 5 hours. You know, if we're pushing it, maybe 6, but more realistically, 5 hours. That's not horrible, but it's not great either, especially when you consider the projection. Best in the opening, not a big surprise there. And the beginning part of the mid, you know, the projection is best in the first 30 to 45 minutes or so. After that, sits pretty close. So for me, the performance is what I would consider below average. It's not a great performer. It is a spring and summertime fragrance, so it's not like it needs to cut through the cold. It's not really the type of scent you're gonna wear in the middle of winter, so maybe you can forgive that a little bit. Again, with the price factored in as well, it makes it an easier pill to swallow, but the performance for me, below average. Like I mentioned, gonna be spring and summertime fragrance. It's a daytime fragrance, not one I think of as a night out fragrance. It's good for casual wear, good to the office, good in more serious business situations as well, like business meetings, and good informal situations as well. It does have an air of sophistication to it, which you would expect, so that helps it excel in those other situations outside of just casual wear. In terms of age, not going to be a big surprise, but I think 30 years and up. I don't think really young guys, teenagers, people in their early 20s, probably going to appreciate this as much as somebody in their 30s or older will. Now, if you're a fan of more, we'll say, classic fragrance DNAs, even if you're younger, then do check it out, because this one at the price, I think, is a must-buy. Overall for me, wonderful smelling, classy, grown-up, fantastic spring and summer daytime fragrance. Good amount of sweetness in here, but still sophisticated. Performance, not that great, but when you factor everything else in, the price and the smell, the quality, the Beetlejuice box, definite thumbs up from me. There we go, guys, the original Moustache 1949, the Eau de Toilette. Really nice fragrance. Nothing at all to do with the Eau de Parfum, so do be aware of that. If you like the EDP, it doesn't matter ultimately, because this has nothing to do with that. So you can't be like, well, I'll probably like the EDT if I like the EDP. No. But it's still worth having. Actually, you might even say that even though they're in different universes in terms of how they smell, the EDP is a great fall and wintertime fragrance, and the EDT is a great spring and summertime fragrance. And the bottle's gonna look good in your collection. All right, guys, there we go. Moustache EDT Original 1949. If you've smelled this one, let me know what you think about it in the comments below. As always, thanks for hanging out with me today. Stay safe out there. See you guys tomorrow with another fragrance video. See you guys.